In this video, we're doing backspins on the spinner. Now, what is a backspin? Well, a backspin is essentially spinning in this position with your leg crossed, your arms over to the side. It is the position that you will hit in your jumps when you are rotating in the air. So this exercise is really, really important to master, and it is really important to have a good position on the backspin because then you'll have a good position in your jumps. Okay, so what does the backspin look like? It looks like this. Now this spin can be a little bit tricky to learn, so I'm going to break it down into 3 steps to make it super easy for you. The thing we're going to do is stand our right foot on our spinner, and that is if we turn anti-clockwise in jumps. If you rotate the other way, you need to make sure that you put your left foot on the spinner and you turn around in the clockwise direction. Now, what we're going to do from here is put our left leg back, left arm forwards, right arm back. That is the starting position like this. Now, an important thing to note is this left arm is never going to fly back that way. We're going to keep it here the whole time because we want to get into a habit of rotating over to one side like this. The last thing we want to do is get into a habit of being here or even in the middle. That's what we want to avoid. So we start here and we practice going from here to this position with our leg in front, and that is all we do. That is step 1 to get turning. Now notice what I do with my foot. Although my foot is on the floor there, I start turning on the spinner. My foot is still on the floor, and when I get to this point, the foot just gives me a little push around the corner. So it's almost like it's coming across like this. You watch. My leg is here, stays on the floor, rotates. As I get to this point, my foot's going to push that way. It's going to send me around like this. And that's how we get the momentum going. So for the first step, we're practicing here, rotate, and hold this position comfortably. And we feel our balance. So some important things to help with this is keeping our core nice and strong as we do it. If we start off on the spinner and we're there, a little bit relaxed, as soon as we go, we're gonna fly out of control like this. And you could get thrown onto the floor, and that's not what we want to have happen because you're not going to have a good time on the spinner then. So here, I lift up. This is going to stay tight, super tight, big position. So I'm here, and I'm going to rotate and turn and hit this strong position and feel my balance firmly over that foot. Now, when you've got comfortable doing that first step, we're going to go on to the next step. This is step 2. So hopefully by now you've got comfortable turning in this position. The next step is to go from here to here. All I've done is bend my arms into here, and the free leg has gone from extended forwards to bent in here. So it'll look like this. I'm turning, and position 1, position 2. And if you notice, I'm still twisted over completely to the right side. I'm completely level with my arms, and my leg has just gone from there and it's bent up here. That is step 2. So what it is going to look like is I'm here, I hit position 1 and 2, and I maintain this position and I feel my balance on it. Now this is a position that is often overlooked, and people will go from position 1 and just try and spin like this. Now we don't want to just do that because it is less efficient. The reason why we are going into this position 2 first is when we're balanced here, we can actually snap down into a strong position like this, and it will accelerate the spin a lot. And even if you don't want to snap down and spin too fast, you can gradually control the rotation and move a little bit slower into the position, but we're still going through these positions. Now, something that I often see people do in this position is they go from there, here, and they let their tummy go, and they drop backwards like this, and they're out of balance, or they have their butt stuck out, and they're trying to turn, and they're looking down what's going on like this. We don't want either of these. So let's go over again what this is going to look like here. We're starting out position 1, position 2, and hold. Find that balance. Now when you've got comfortable doing that, you want to snap down into that tight backspin position, and this is what you're going to do. So we've successfully done position 1, position 2. The final thing is to stamp down and snap into position 3. Nice and strong, although you're probably not going to do it nice and strong at the beginning because we want to do it nice and safe first. We're going to stress balance over speed at this early point. Once we get the balance, we can add a bit of speed onto it later. So start position is here, position 1, position 2, position 3. And land. Now some super important points that we need to go over in terms of the rotation position. Now the rotation position you're going to want is going to be crossed tight like this. Your body is rotated over to one side and you are squeezing in tight like this. And you are also nice and upright. This isn't good. The free leg crossed here isn't good. Crossed here isn't good. Over there isn't good, okay? It is tight. You don't want to see any space like that. Nice and tight. Here, tight. You don't want it in the middle. You don't want it over to the other side. You want it turning against the way you're rotating. So if I'm rotating this way, my body is fighting it against that. That way, when I come out, I'm not going to get thrown out of it. If I'm rotating over here, there's not much chance of me finishing it well. Now, when you've successfully done your scratch spin like this, a lot of people like to hop out of it and hit a landing position. But if you do this, you've got to be super careful, because if your balance is slightly off and you try to hop out of it, goodbye spinner, hello floor. That we do not want. We don't want it at all costs because it is super dangerous, so be very careful. I would personally prefer to see from here, spin, up, land, and I'm still balancing on the spinner. This, for me, is a more desirable outcome, staying there and balancing, than the hop off, a potential slide, and potential hit the deck. Now here's a few common mistakes I think you're going to want to avoid, and the main one is starting in your start position and then just missing all of the steps and trying to hit the cross straight away. And typically people will go here and there and try and spin. Bent in two, looking down like this, trying to rotate, not a lot of speed on it. That isn't going to be so helpful. If you start practicing other jumps like axles and you get used to this is your rotating position, you're not going to turn very fast, you're going to increase your chance of falling, it's inefficient. So you really need to get into the habit that you have this nice strong upright posture, and we go through steps 1, 2, 3 as we're doing it. You don't want to go there and go rotate. That is not what we're looking for. Now, as a bonus tip, if you want to do a great exercise to help practice your jump rotation position and backspin, we can go from this position, we pull in, open out, pull in, open out, pull in, open out, pull in, open out. And every time you pull in, you want to snap into that position and get a little bit more speed. And you open out, control it, feel it, snap and rotate, speed up, slow down again, snap and rotate, speed up, slow down again. This is a very good exercise for improving not only your backspin, but also getting into that tight rotation really fast on the ice when you're doing jumps. Now, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial video on how to do a backspin on the spinner at home or in the ice rink off the ice. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think of it. And if you like the content that I create, try checking out our Patreon page. You'll find a load more videos there. We have over 200 tutorial videos coming to Patreon in the coming months, ready for when the ice rinks are open and you can get practicing whatever you want. Now, if you like practicing with the spinner and you want to improve your spins, learn some different spins, get feedback on your technique, why don't you try joining some of our Zoom spinner classes? They're a lot of fun and we do all sorts of different types of spins on the spinners. I'm sure you'll have a good time.